Hi, I'm Roy, and I should have gotten a haircut and a mic stand before coronavirus happened, but now it's too late. Let's talk about this plugin that I made. Okay, so what this actually does is it allows you to control Helix remotely. Helix is programmed to respond to certain MIDI commands. And what this plugin does is it just gives you access to these commands so you can use them quickly. So as you can tell, there are two main sections to the plugin. The looper section that controls all the different commands that the looper can respond to. And then you can also control your snapshots from here. Now all you got to do is just click and drag whatever command you want into the timeline. So I'm going to record, then I'm going to overdub over here, then I'm going to play. The way I use it is I like to play with a backing track, and I like to record loops with a backing track, and I like my loops to be synced. Alright, so now I'm going to play a short demo for you guys. I have my guitar coming in through channels 3 and 4. That's going to be the Helix input into the audio interface. You can see that I also have Hxpander opened up here, and I use it to drag and drop all these commands into the MIDI channel, and I have this backing track. Notice how also I started with a stop command. So what you're going to hear and see is the backing track will start playing, and then around here I'm going to record, and then overdub, play, and actually you're also going to see it reverse and then go back forward, and then half speed and full speed synced with the BPM again of the track, which is fun. And you know, there's no other way to do this really. So let's go there. So let's go over the installation. You're going to go to the link that's going to be in the description or the comment. You can download it for free if you just do 0 here and tap I want this, or you can add your own amount. Any amount will be appreciated, of course. Tap I want this and then put your email and you will receive a link. So once you download the files and you open the zip, you see you have two options here. You can either use this installer, which will just copy all the files into the folders where they need to go automatically. Or if you're using a custom location for your VST3 files, you're going to want to go into the files folder and just extract these two into wherever you have the VST files. I'm going to work with the installer, so I'm just going to go in and do next. Now that that's done, you're going to want to open your DAW. So if you're using Ableton, you're going to want to open this menu and then go into plugins. And under VST3, you'll see a folder with my name on it, How Original. Hxpander will be right there. And if it's not there, go into Options, Preferences, and then into the Plugins menu, Rescan, and then it should show up. Okay, now you also need to set up Ableton so it sends MIDI commands into Helix. And the way to do that is you go into Options, Preferences, and then inside Link MIDI, you can see I chose the output of line 6 Helix and I set track to on. You gotta make sure that Helix is connected to your computer with the USB cable, otherwise you won't be able to see it. And now you should be set. Okay, so here's how I use this plugin inside of Ableton. You want to have an audio channel. You're going to put Hxpander on the audio channel itself. Then you also want to add a MIDI track, so you can just right click here and insert MIDI track. And you need to set the output of the MIDI track to go into Helix. Where it says no output here, you just click that and go line 6 Helix. Now you can tell that every time I click one of these MIDI clips here, there's a little dot that appears on the right side of the track. And it also happens on the top right corner. And that means the MIDI command is getting sent out. And that's what we want to see every time. I know it's a little confusing, but that's just how Ableton works. I own a Helix floor, so I can have up to 8 snapshots. If you own Stomp, I believe you can do up to 3 snapshots. So the snapshot area will work depending on how many snapshots your Helix device supports. The looper section will work for any looper block. It doesn't matter if it's the 6-switch looper or the 1-switch looper, and it doesn't matter which Helix device you're using. The length of the clip doesn't actually matter, only where it begins. So if I start the track, you can see that the command gets sent once the clip starts. Now you can see you can repeat this process for any of these commands, and you can change the snapshots while you go at it. So if you have a Variax guitar, for example, this can be super useful because you can change the different tunings and the guitar model without having to touch anything or change any setting. And you can really focus on your playing that way. One important tip I can give is that you always want to start with a stop command. Otherwise, the loop will just continue playing and it's going to be really annoying. One last thing, you want to bring your cursor up till you see this magnifying glass icon. Right click it and delete all time signature changes. Of course, this would also work in session view, and you can do some really cool stuff with follow actions where you can have it randomly change your snapshots or do random stuff to the looper. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thanks a lot for watching, and if you'd like to see more, what should they do, Huxley? That's right, subscribe.